The New England Patriots haven't made it past the wild card round since back in 2018 when Tom Brady was still a New England Patriot. New England again had a very underwhelming season in 2022, and many people are starting to believe that the Mac Jones era should be coming to an end. However, Coach Bill Belichick believes otherwise, and all signs are pointing to, Mac Jones getting another start as a Patriots quarterback before the team ponders the thought of moving in a different direction. Now, in this video, I'll be breaking down everything that the New England Patriots have done this offseason and what they need to do next in order to get back to the playoffs and potentially make some noise in 2023. However, before we jump into the video, make sure you guys smash that like button. It helps out the channel so much you don't even understand. Let's see if we can get this video up to 400 likes. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to be covering the Patriots and the rest of the NFL all year long, so join the family. And one last thing, comment down below, who do you believe is the most underrated player on this Patriots team right now? And also, who do you think will break out in 2023? Now, without any further ado, let's jump right into today's video. Now, before we jump into all the signings that the Patriots have made, let's take a look back at 2022 and some of their rankings compared to the rest of the NFL, just so we can, look at where they need to improve most coming into the offseason. Now, let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Offensively, the Patriots ranked number 16 in points per game, number 26 in yards per game, number 27 in third down conversion, number 28 in fourth down conversion, number 32, dead last in red zone scoring percentage, and number 17 in touchdowns per game. Obviously, we can all tell the Patriots offense was one of the worst in the entire NFL last season. But if we take a deeper look, we'll see where, the badness is coming from. Now, running the ball wise, New England was very subpar at best, not getting much going ever. Ranking number 19 in yards per rush, number 24 in rush yards per game, and number 24 in rushing touchdowns a game, compared to the passing metrics, which look like number 14 in yards per pass, number 20 in yards per game, number 19 in interception percentage, and number 19 in sack percentage as well. So overall, it seemed like the whole offense needed to be improved. And the good news is New England did just that to start free agency. The first thing I want to talk about is the Patriots' offensive line. On paper, the offensive line actually looks really solid. However, they did not play like a good O-line at all last season. With that being said, it seems like Isaiah Wynn will be leaving in free agency this offseason, and the Patriots actually brought in some O-line help to replace him. The Patriots started off free agency by signing two offensive linemen in Riley Reiff and Calvin Anderson. Both guys are going to come in and add depth, veteran experience, and, competition at the tackle position. Now, I'm guessing that Riley Reiff will be able to come over here and cement himself as the starting right tackle for 2023. But I overall like these moves for New England because it gives them more versatility and, like I said before, just more competition for training camp going forward. Obviously, when you got an O-line with Trent Brown, Cole Strange, David Andrews, Mike Onowu, I think that's how you say his name, and now Riley Reiff and Calvin Anderson as well. You want as much depth, as much competition as possible in the summer during the training camp period. You want as much competition as possible so we can see who the very best is. So I do like these two signings for the Patriots to start off free agency. Now, again, the O-line looks like it could be really good next season, but it did last year too, and it did not play that way. So they just need to find some sort of consistency going into 2023 and being able to maintain that. Now, the Patriots also came out and helped Mac Jones a lot as well. The Patriots' first big move of the offseason was bringing in free agent wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, formerly of the Steelers and the Chiefs. And personally, I like this move for New England because it was very needed. It was very just needed. I thought it was very interesting to bring in Juju, letting Jacoby Myers walk, and I think they primarily got the same contract at the end of the day. I think it's a little bit different, but most likely the same thing. But listen, like I said, the Patriots lost Jacoby Myers to the Raiders. They also lost Nelson Aguilar to the Ravens. So they needed to come out here and bring in a wide receiver. And I think Juju will come over and just add a solid route runner who can play in the slot. And he's just going to fill a huge role in this offense, especially in that wide receiver room. But over a 6-year career, Juju has put up 401 receptions, 4,700 yards, 29 touchdowns, and averaging about 11.9 yards per catch, and is coming off a nice bounce-back year with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, obviously, coming off a championship season. Bill also went out and signed free agent tight end Mike Gesicki formerly of the Miami Dolphins. Like we all know, Jonnu Smith was traded to the Atlanta Falcons, pairing up with Kyle Pitts over there. But, Bill loves running 2 tight end sets here in New England, and we know that, or we knew coming forward, or after that trade, that tight end most likely was going to come over here, whether that was going to be Robert Tonyan or, Mike Gesicki. It ends up being Mike Gesicki, and I really like this addition for them. Obviously, I think he's very underrated. Now, Gesicki is coming off a terrible season. I get that with the Dolphins, but listen, he was just underutilized because of the addition of Tyreek Hill. He dropped from 112 targets to 52 in just one season. Before Tyreek Hill went to Miami, Gesicki was a very reliable tight end in this league and probably was like top 10, before Tyreek Hill came up. And he's put up, 231 receptions, 2,600 yards, 18 touchdowns, averaging about 11.3 yards per catch over a 5-year span. Lastly, the Patriots decided to let Damian Harris walk in free agency, joining the Buffalo Bills. And then when that happened, they pivoted to signing free agent running back James Robinson. Another very solid running back to plug and play for Damian Harris. James Robinson, over a 4-year career, has put up 2,200 yards, 18 touchdowns, averaging about 4.4 yards per carry on 514 attempts. Now, I do believe that Ramondre Stevenson will be the primary focus in this backfield. However, I think James offers much-needed depth, competition, and just a good guy to have come off the bench and spell a guy like Ramondre Stevenson. Now, when you look at the running back room, you got Ramondre, you got James Robinson, Ty Montgomery, Pierre Strong, Kevin Harris, J.J. Taylor, and that's not even to say if they go out and draft the running back as well, because the Patriots want to have as many running backs on the roster as possible. That's just a Bill type of thing to do. But overall, I do believe the Patriots have done so much to make this offense better in 2023, and there's officially no more excuses for Mac Jones. His career is on the line this season for New England at the very least, and he must improve from here on out. The Patriots have a ton of weapons and have done a good job making sure they added to this offense. Currently, the Patriots have Devontae Parker, Juju Smith, Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan Thornton, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, Ramondre Stevenson, James Robinson. You got Lynn Bowden, Ty Montgomery, and those other running backs I named as well. Listen, there's a ton of targets, a ton of mouths to feed here in New England. And I definitely think that New England can still go add more depth at wide receiver. I mean, when you look at the overall wide receiver room, like I said, Devontae, Kendrick Bourne, Juju, Tyquan Thornton. But after that, it gets a little bit scary. You got Rayleigh Webb, you got Lynn Bowden, you got Trey Nixon, then Matthew Slater. It's not too much depth at wide receiver. So I would not be surprised if you see the Patriots come out here in free agency and make a couple more wide receiver signings, maybe like 2 or 3 more to go into training camp. And then also maybe in the draft, get a couple of guys as well. I definitely would not be surprised, but they can also go in and add some more old linemen to bring in just more competition overall in the draft. So, I do think there's still some moves to be made, but I like the direction that the Patriots are going right now. Now, before we jump into the defensive moves to the Patriots, before we get into that, make sure you guys smash that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. Subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be covering the whole entire NFL offseason, which includes free agency, the draft, trades, whatever happens in the NFL. I got you guys covered and will keep you updated. So comment down below also, who do you think, or who is someone you want the Patriots to either sign or draft in April? Let me know if there's still any free agents out there that you guys have your eye on. You want the, Bill Belichick and the Patriots to go out and take a look at. Now, let's get into defense. Now, so defensively, the Patriots actually haven't added any potential starters through free agency so far, and I'm not sure they're going to do that going forward. I think their starting defense right now is pretty much set. Now, the good news is New England last season actually had a very solid defense, ranking number 11 in points allowed, number 9 in yards allowed per game, number 2 in fourth down conversion percentage, and number 13 in touchdowns allowed. Overall, the defense was solid last season, but obviously still have a lot of room to grow, and I think they will because they have a lot of young guys who are still developing. Last season, the Patriots ranked in the top 10 of a couple of major categories. They were number 4 in yards allowed per rush, number 7 in rush yards allowed a game, number 1 in rushing TDs allowed, number 5 in opposing completion percentage, number 8 in yards per pass allowed, and number 5 in opponent interception percentage, and number 2 in sack percentage as well. I mean, ranking in the top 10 of those major categories is very impressive. The Patriots defense was so good last season. They just need to maintain that style of play for 2023. The biggest thing that the Patriots need to do next is just continue to develop some of the young talent, especially on the defense. You got Jack Jones, Marcus Jones, Miles Bryant, Christian Barmore, Josh Uche, and Anthony Jennings. These guys need to take a step up next season, and they'll make this defense even better. Overall, the defense looks good. I like the defense. You got guys like, you got Deatrick Wise, you got Devon Gottschall, you got Christian Barmore, Matthew Judon, Jawan Bentley. Listen, Jawan Bentley and Jelani Tavai both ranked very highly according to PFF. I think Jawan Bentley was like an 80, like he was really high. I think they graded him at an 80, which is really, really good for PFF. And then Jelani Tavai was like a 74, which is also really, really good. And then you go down the list, you got Jonathan Jones coming back, you got Kyle Duggar, Adrian Phillips, Jack Jones, Miles Bryant. I like some of the depth as well. Josh Uche, Raekwon McMillan, Mac Wilson. You got Sean Wade coming over from Baltimore. Jabril Peppers, Jalen Mills coming back as a safety. You got Marcus Jones. I think there's still, a lot of depth on this team, but I do think the cornerback position needs a lot of work. I like the four guys. I like Jonathan Jones. I like Jack Jones. I like Marcus Jones. Man, we got 3 Jones in that secondary. I like those guys. Listen, I like those guys, but after that, with Miles Bryant being a restricted free agent, then you got Sean Wade and Quandre Mosley, but that's about it, man. Rodney Randall, I don't know. I think there's some more to be done in the secondary, maybe in free agency, but probably in the draft as well. Bill likes taking some, flyers out in the 4th, 5th, 6th round in the draft, getting some cornerbacks that end up being pretty good. So, listen, the pass rush last year was top tier. The secondary, like I said, needs to develop, and they're probably going to add some more. But overall, the Patriots have done a great job to start this offseason. But like I said, still have a ton of work to do. This is just the beginning. Subscribe, smash that like button, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And keep in mind, I will be covering the entire NFL offseason, trades, free agency, the draft, or whatever happens in the NFL. I got you guys covered. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.